Why are there so many screenwriters opposed to structure? Are they hurting or helping themselves with this viewpoint?
There are a lot of people, always will be, and some of them, God, Tom Stoppard himself, no less a writer than Tom, is really opposed to education, you know, kind of this education that is now offered in graduate schools for screenwriting and all that. But he can afford to be. You know, if you're born a genius, you know, okay, go for it. You can say anything you want and do anything, and you write brilliantly, and it's fine. For them, it's natural. But for most of us, poor unfortunates down here below the peak of Olympus, yeah, we have to work a little harder at it. I think it is a misconception of what there is to be learned. Many people have always done it a certain way, and they sit and suffer, and they think there's a muse that comes down. Some people may be very, very intuitive about this story stuff, and for them, fine, yeah, it can work. But what I find is, for the vast majority of people who want to be writers of screenplays or novels, that's not the case. There are tools. There are tools one needs to master. Before you are going to play inspirational and fantastic orchestral music, for instance, you're going to compose and play. Don't you need to learn how to play the piano? Well, yeah, that helps. Don't you need to know about music and the theories of music and composition? It would help. You'd save yourself a lot of time and trouble if you do that. And I believe very much that it's the same with screenwriting. There's so much to learn. There really is. And the folks that tend to think that way and defend it, okay, that's the way they've always worked. I get that. You know, that's the way you want to work. Great, go do it. But I believe they are bringing into their own lives far more emotional suffering than needs to be there. There's not the muse, folks. There is no muse. It's up to you to come up with a decent idea that you can then pull out the correct tools to start shaping into something that will work and bring emotional sustenance and release for an audience.
I think you had a blog post that I just skimmed the beginning of it, and it's just that I think you put, you know, we wake up, the birds are chirping, we feel great, and we're inspired, and we are going to write. And we get into like page 47, and we've hit a roadblock. Mm-hmm. So is this what we're talking about here, sort of like how to find a way out of that roadblock, because we know that, okay, if we're at page 47, we're at this point in this story. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Are we at the midpoint, by the way, which is the interesting...
Yeah, 40-ish, mm-hmm. 47-ish. Yeah, it's about the midpoint. Yes, I have always said no plan, no detailed plan, no Oscar. It's just not going to happen. If you're going to build a house, especially an intricate one as intricate as a screenplay for a really good movie, you have to have architectural renderings that take it down to the tiniest dimension and detail and piece of equipment that is going to be used. You have to be organized about it. Disorganized people, as a rule, don't do all that well as writers, screenwriters. Again, this is not everybody. There are, in fact, geniuses, don't you just hate them, out there who can do this stuff just instinctively without even thinking about it. But there's a handful of them living on planet Earth at any given time. And of course they can't see it from our perspective, you know, that, gee, maybe you'd have to work at it. But yes, there is a lot of work and a lot to be known. And isn't it better if you lay the pieces out, you know, you have a puzzle board before you, and you have all, you know, the dark pieces here and the light pieces here, and you began to search and see and fit together something that is going to be a whole picture by the time you're through. That is a systematic way of doing something that is very difficult to do. And I would argue the tools, quantifying change, understanding the 14 character categories, knowing that there are 10 modes of plot coming out of how many heroes and what the hero's relationship is to other characters. There's only 10 of those, and once you have an idea, pick your 10, pick which of the 10. That's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of agony. And I would also throw this out. I would challenge, listen, I am as open as anybody to learn here. I'm a lifelong learner myself. If someone thinks I'm wrong here, or has an instance where if they can prove that I am wrong, I'd be very interested to hear it. I really would. If you think you've found a 15th category, for instance, if you've taken a look at the 14 and understand what is contained in the 14 categories, if you can come up with a brand new character category, I would love to be one of the first to hear about it, really. Usually, and I offer that to the students all the time. Usually when I hear back, when they bring things up rather enthusiastically, bless their hearts, it's usually from a misunderstanding of the 14, or it's a misunderstanding of what I'm saying relative to hero goal sequences and things like that. But it's okay. I'm happy about hearing about ways in which I might be incorrect with this stuff. There is room for growth.